Hi, let's learn about SAP release procedure for purchase orders. Um, Before we do this, let's discuss few key definitions and key questions which may be asked in interview by the interviewer as well. So I've created this theory part here. So the release strategy defines the approval process for purchase requisitions as well as purchase orders or external purchasing documents. So purchasing documents can be contracts, outline agreements, scheduling agreements as well as your standard POs, framework POs, STOs as well. So the strategy specifies the release code necessary and the sequence in which the release have to be affected. The main questions about this is what they actually depend on. They depend on the release conditions which we will provide in the release strategy. So the assignment of the release strategy to a requisition or a purchasing document is based on the release conditions. Now, interviewer can ask you how many stages of release codes can we go up to. So it is 8. So we can go to 8 levels. So that means supervisor, manager, CEO, CFO. So all of these up to the director level or CEO level, we can build up these release codes. So SAP provides us is 8 of them. Another key question on the purchase orders, it will be only header level, and on the purchase requisition, it can be header level as well as item level. So today we are going to learn about header level, but I will try to make another video for item level as well in purchase requisition. But it is exactly the same for purchase order and purchase requisition, except the table you have to pick for the to build those is different. Another question can be asked is class type. So what is a class type? They can randomly ask you. So it's 0, 3, 2, which is release strategy. I will show you this when we will do it in our practical class. So theory done. Let's move into the actual part. So the path for this is materials management, purchasing, purchase order, and release procedure for purchase orders. If I go into SAP, then I can do SPRO. I might have got kicked out. 1 second. Uh, okay, so I'm in the system. So I can show you here in SPRO, in SAP reference IMG, in materials management, purchasing. We have to go into the purchase order now. And in the purchase order, we have release procedures for purchase order. And here you can see all these steps which will follow as we go along to do this release procedure for purchase order. So what I mean is I will show you before using the data. So right now, if I want to have a release strategy on this standard PO, NVSS, then I can just pick vendor here. It will ask me for purchase org, purchase group, company, material, and based on that, I can just give plant, and I can always also get location, and then so you can see here for a net 1 INR there is no release strategy on this PO. So you will know when the release strategy is there when you have a release strategy tab somewhere between these tabs. Usually it's before this payment processing. So I can just do a check now. You can see it is not there, and I can just simply save this PO as well, just to compare it later on. So this PO is ending with 23. So now you can see here that there's no release strategy. So what I can do is I can go in here and I can start building characteristics. So I want to build it on a order type. So I can simply pick order type here. Sorry, I'm not feeling very well. And then I will just press enter and then save this, and you can see here that the description is required. I can give here again order type, and I can just write purchasing. Okay. Don't worry about anything else. We can just go on to additional data, and on the additional data, the table for release strategy for purchase order is CEKKO. If I go into ABAP dictionary, and then I show you this table, then this is communication release strategy determination purchasing document. So you can literally put release strategy onto these document types, on these components, or on these characters, and you can see everything, all the details in here as well. So I can go here and now I can just pick so the field name is I can find the field name for order type, which is this one. Okay, so it is BSART. So what I can do is I can just come here and add this, and it will copy everything. So it has copied order type purchasing here as well. So I can just basically, I've done nothing, I've copied everything, and then everything came up along onto this screen using these table and the field name. In the basic, I can just pick up as the multiple values as well, because I may need to do changes in future. Characteristics has also been picked up from here automatically, so I don't have to worry about it. And in the descriptions, we can give language English. So English has been picked up, that's fine, that's okay. And then values wise, I can just, so I want to put it on NBSS document, so I can just put the characteristics value here, and that's really me. So I can just save this. So if I come into this again, I have to of course check it, and you can see that the value is here as well. You can also give this as standard PO, purchase order. Is somebody new some new person sees this. So I can just copy this characteristic. I can put it here. So this is the one of the characteristic I have built, and I can I can build another characteristic. So this time I want it on the basis of. So let me open the last PO now. So I can decide. So you have to speak this with the business, that what level of approval they really want, on what characteristics they want. So I picked purchase order, document type. I will pick purchasing group, and then I will pick the value of as well. Okay. So the the value of the PO will determine what is required and what is not required. Okay. On the approval stages. So here I can go in, and then I can simply put a new characteristic. So I can write here purchasing group. Okay. And yes, I want to create this. I can straight away go into additional values. Again, I can go into CEKKO, and in the field name, I think it is. One second. Purchasing group there. So I can just pick this EK GRP, this component part, and I can just insert here, and you can see it has just copied here as well. So we have only 3 characters in the purchasing group, maximum of 3 characters. So you can see here only 3 characters is there for this one, and I can basically pick up as this as a multiple value, and English is there. Values wise I don't really have to worry about, and yes, and there's of course more restrictions. So I can save this as well, and this one is purge group. So based on these combinations, and the last one is I can have a value one. So I can go in here and I can write value, and I can do a create this time instead of pressing enter. And this time I can go into again CEKKO, and the field name I can give is the value one. Total net order value, this one, GNETW. Okay, press enter. It is asking me enter currency. So basically it has given us the maximum characters of 15, and the template is this one, and the currency it is asking me. So currency I can pick up as anything I really want, but let me pick INR, which is here. Enter. Again I'll pick up my multiple values. Um, description is there. Values wise, don't worry. I'm just making a quick check and not ready for input. I'll just check this in. Unformatted entry. And I can do the save here as well. So this one is value. So I can put a value here now. Um, so now I have these three characteristics, right? On basis of these three individual characteristics, I will make a class. Okay, so how to make a class is I have to go back in here, and this time I will go into edit class. Okay, so for the edit class, I can write here um, um, I can just give some kind of a name. So ORV, so order O, and purchasing group P and V, OPV. So OPV, I'm just picking up as a underscore as a class. Okay. So this is the order type I was telling you. This is important because people may ask you in the interview question as well. So I pick this, I'll press enter. So I'll create this, and like I've just created, so I can write the description here that PO release at header level. Okay. And then I can just basically press enter, and I can come into the main part, which is characteristics. In the characteristics, I can just copy this, add here, copy this, add here, copy this, and add here. Okay. You press enter, and when you press enter, you can see all the all the fields will appear here in front of you, and there will not be any text, there will not be anything apart from this, and you can basically just go and save this part. Okay, so now this is your OPV underscore class. I can just copy this, and I can enter this here. Okay, so this is my class now. I can just give it a different color. Okay, so now this has been created. Now what I have to do is I have to go into um, define release procedures. Let me just close these windows or sessions. Going to release group, a new entry. In the new entry, you can define it as a new group. So I can just give it as a DA, and then I can copy this class, and I can add this class here, and I can press enter, and it will just pick the description and the release objective. So it is just taking some time. Okay, and then I can just go in. It has not copied. Um, and then I can just save this. Okay, I can just put this as a request, as a new request. Um, strategy. Save this and then do this. Okay, okay, and then come back. Okay, I'll just come back of this as well. And then what I can do is I can go back one step and then I can go into the release codes. So what are the release codes? So the release codes will be something which we will build on the basis of the release group. So here I can put up as DA, and then I can 1 second. DA and then release code 11 and the description as director, or you can workflow wise you have to pick it as one because you require the workflow. So this is the code I have just created, and I can just save this in the same transport. Go back into the release indicators. Here I can simply, so the release indicator will be if this is approved or not. So new entries I can just give as O and X, and O means it will be released. Changeable will be, I'll just pick as, I'll show you what it means. So this means as I'll pick this one up, changeable new release in case of new strategy or value change. Anything changes I'll put as 100%. Same thing, I'll pick 4 and 100%. So anything changes, it will be the new release strategy will be applied. So this is tick, which is release. So I'll pick this as approved, and then this I'll pick as rejected. Okay, so this is what I have determined as approved and not approved. And then finally we can go into the release strategy part. So the release strategy part will be you have to create one, so new entries. So in this it will ask you for the release group. We have only created DA, and the release strategy we can apply here is let's pick it as A1, which means let's say director. Okay, so director PO, and release codes I can pick up as director, and then I can press enter. Everything will be copied here, and in the prerequisites you can see this is fine, and this is picking up well as well. Approved means tick, which is fine. Classification wise, Now this is important because we have determined this. If you remember in the characteristics part, purchasing group. So the example we discussed was um, SS. So I can just pick here that SS should be my purchasing group, and then value we can pick up as anything which is higher than um, 0.01. Okay, or I'll just pick as one. Well, it doesn't allow interval values. Okay, now characteristic value. Okay, what I can pick here as anything which is higher than this. Okay. Allow value interval value. Okay. Mm, 1 second. Okay, let me do it other way around. I think let me just check. And then I'll check this in a bit. 1 second. Stimulate release. So it is rejected. Okay. And I will just save this. So it is asking me the classification net order value. Okay. Anything higher than 1. Okay, that's fine. Just let me go and check my characteristics. Value, and I had this value here. So you can see here I've done a mistake. I've not checked this interval values allowed. So that is why it is giving me that error. So if I save this here, and if I go back into the same bit, and this time if I just to make sure, I will just pick this as I think I have to come out. I have to come out, and I have to go back in. Yep, it is working now. So one small mistake has caused me this. So anything over 0.01 will have a release strategy. Okay. And this is done. This is done. So now it is picking A1 as well. If you see that A1 was not coming. So if I approve this, it will be approved, reset. That's fine. It is working okay. Now I can just go back into this part in the workflow. New entries. I can pick here as group. Code is this one, and agent is my user ID, which is S20D5. S20D5. Here I can pick it as a user, and then I can save it. If you have organization and structure PPOME, then you can pick here as position. Sorry, agent ID. Agent ID will appear, and that agent ID will come from PPOM. So this time, what I can do is now I can create another PO, and let's see if our release strategy is working or not. So here I go. Mhm. Currency is INR. So if I do a, so you can see here, there is no release strategy here. Okay. So when I run a check now, or if I save this, if that doesn't come, that means something is wrong. Bingo. So your release strategy has just appeared, and this seems to be going to the processor S20D4. You can see DAA1 code director, everything is there. So happy days, I can save this. So now what I can do is I can, so this PO is ending with 24. Okay. So usually what happens is some director will receive a notification in their SAP business workplace. You can also get this into a custom table where the email can go into this director's Outlook or Gmail. So you can see here there is one workflow. So if I go into this, you can see that 24 PO is there, which I have just created. If you go into this PO, it will take you here. So when we were looking into ME23N or ME22N, you can see it was nothing was there. I can approve this and I can save it. So you can see here, this is showing you now released. If I go back into that PO, okay, so this is 23. If I go into my 24 PO, this time instead of the yellow triangle, you can see this is a green tick. So our release strategy works perfectly. If you change anything here, so if you just change, so every time it will work on this document type only because we have selected this. You can add all these document types if you want. The purchasing group is this one. So if you want multiple other purchasing groups, then you have to add it in the same um, classification tab. So not this. So you have to add in the classification tab if you want multiple other as well. And if you want to put it into a different, like somewhere like, let's say over 100 to 1000. So what I mean by that is that if you want to put this together for between 100 to 1000 INR, and if I just go back and save this, okay, let's see the classification again. If I create the same PO now, not the same PO, I mean the similar kind of PO. So if I do ME21 and now, and I pick the vendor, I pick the purchasing company code, material, and if I pick plant and if I pick one, so if I do a check now, you will see there is no release strategy now, because last time I put as anything over a penny should have a release strategy. Now I have changed it from 100 to 1000. So if I put this as, let's say 1001, will it appear now? Let's see. No, it is not going to appear because your value of your PO is over 1000. Okay, so it is working perfectly well. So what I can do here is I can simply put it as 999. Let's see now what happens to 999. So pay attention over here. If I do a check now, yay, bingo, it's here. So you can see here the status is a yellow triangle. So when I save this, it should go to this processor. Okay, save. So when I go into this, I'm expecting in my inbox. Okay, so this one we released earlier. This one we should be releasing now. And then when I click this yellow status change into green, and then save it. Okay, let's one more thing. There is another quick transaction. So if I want to, I don't want to go into SPRO again and again. So there's another transaction called CL24N. If you go in this, it will ask you, you can go here from in purchase requisition as well as purchase order. So this one is purchase order. So I can enter here and you can see it is here. And I can straight away make changes here, whatever I want. I will not make any change now, but let's say anything I can put over 0.01 INR and save. So next time you create a PO, anything you will see that the release strategy should now good to appear because I've changed it from anything over 1 penny, and I just saved this. If you have any questions or if you want to learn more SAP, then please comment or drop an email onto learn SAP121 at gmail.com. Also in the description part, I will put this SAP release procedure link as well. Thank you. Stay safe. Bye.